Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. Did Don Lemon get drunk this year on TV? You know, I watched. He didn't, did he? No. Yeah, I looked for it. In fact, I didn't even see Don Lemon. I think they just said, we're not putting him on. And he's so irrelevant. God, I used to have respect for Don Lemon on CNN. I did. I thought, you know what? He seems like he's, tries to be middle of the road, balanced, what have you. And apparently he caved to his audience because I heard him say when I was doing stuff with CNN in Ferguson, he said he gets a lot of hate mail from people at CNN who apparently he wasn't hard enough on police and, the conservative and Republicans and things like that by trying to be more balanced. So Don went on to the dark side. Anyway, I didn't see him get drunk. Mariah Carey actually did not lip sync this year. She sang. I had to see it. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to see it. And every girl on TV, I'm not kidding you, they all want to show like tons of cleavage. And look, I'm all about the cleavage, but God, is there any decorum anymore? It's like, what was her name? Brittany. I was going to say Whitney. Brittany, who by the way has no cleavage, is showing cleavage, and she looks like a 10-year-old boy that's trying to pump a little iron. You know what I mean? Got the little baby chest, and she's out there with this. And, oh my gosh, I got to say this before we get too much into this. It was the worst performance I've ever seen. If you go to Vegas and you see Brittany's show, you just got more money than sense. It was horrible. I watched 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. I watched 3 minutes of this train wreck. And if you've ever, I can only describe it this way. If you've ever seen somebody who can't dance, she's in these heels, which makes you have to kind of tiptoe anyway, like platform heels, like from the 70s. And she's in this red outfit showing her little boy cleavage. And I'm not kidding you, she's tippy-toeing around, and she does this move where she comes, goes towards you, towards the audience on the stage, like as if she was on her knees and kind of like not a crawl. I can't describe the move, but I'm not kidding you. It looked like amateur hour at like the high school musical. In fact, it was worse. And of course, she's lip syncing to the song, and it was obvious. It wasn't even like they were trying to disguise it. And the only thing and maybe to me this is too old, but they put her on like a trapeze bar and they lifted her up, and the audience was oh, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what you guys would pay. What's it, a couple $100 to see a Vegas show now? If you paid, I wouldn't have paid $2 to see that show. Being honest. And the song she sang is got to be 10 years old. Look, I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just telling you, that's what they brought New Year's in on whatever channel I was watching. And I was thinking, it was because it was Dick Clark's whatever. What's that guy's name? They used to be on the music show, American Idol. Anyway, that guy that looks like a lizard. Yeah. So I'm watching this going, what? Is this what constitutes entertainment? Man, no offense. Let me just see Lady Gaga sing. That girl can sing. Anyway, so resolutions. You got resolutions. I tell everybody I don't do resolutions normally. I do a 4-year resolution, and I may have to revisit some because I'm rusty on piano. I haven't spoken French in ages. So, but I do 4-year resolutions where I at least try to do something that's going to be meaningful, that I can take with me. So I'd be curious to know what your resolutions are and your illusions. If you have any of those. Maybe you have illusions of grandeur. Oh man, I'm punchy today. You know why? Because it's the new year. Come on. You guys got to go with me here. Trump made resolutions. Did you guys see Donald Trump? I don't know if this was his first tweet, because I think he said Happy New Year, but his first country tweet, political tweet of the year was no more money to Pakistan. Blasted Pakistan. They say it was his first tweet of 2018. He says this: the United States has foolishly given Pakistan more than $33 billion in aid over the last 15 years, and they have given us nothing but lies and deceit, thinking of our leaders as fools. Said that Monday morning. They gave safe haven to terrorists we hunt in Afghanistan with little help. No more. And so, and I'll talk more about this in a bit, but that was his first tweet. You know, here's what I like about Donald Trump. There's no, he's not keeping this a secret. He's saying to Pakistan, look, you haven't helped, you're done. What happened to the UN? They pulled $285 million. It's not a lot given all that we give. We give them like, I don't know, a couple billion, $6-7 billion. I know it sounds like, there's a few chump change here. It's a lot of money. And we are the biggest donor to the UN at well over 20% of their budget. I think our thing is 22%, but it's more than that when you throw in some of the other stuff that we do. So he's put these guys on notice. But what I like about this isn't the tweet to Pakistan. A lot of, he put Pakistan on notice. No, he didn't. He put the world on notice. How many countries do we get money from? And let me tell you, I know what you guys are thinking because you write to me. You say, Kevin, why do we give money to these people who are terrorists? They're sending their terrorists over. It's for exactly the reason I'm talking to you, why it's so great to have a guy that one tweet like this isn't directed to Pakistan. It's directed to every country that condones terrorism, that aids and abets terrorists in any way. And he's saying, first of all, we're going to pull our funding. And like I said, the thing about Trump that makes him so shrewd is he knows that the world revolves around money. And because the United States is the wealthiest country in the world, by far, the first thing you do is you pull back your funding. And now what we've done, we've had a policy of appeasement. It says, so what? You keep sending us terrorists and you keep disrupting our economy and disrupting our way of life and doing all these crazy things that are completely antithetical to the American way of life. Here's some more money, because that's the liberal solution to everything. If we just give them more, well, of course, they're going to capitulate. They're going to say, oh, my gosh, they're so good people. Let's leave them alone. That works, right? Look at the war on poverty, $18 trillion into it. And what do you have? You have more entitled people in this country than at any time in history. People that believe it is our responsibility to take care of them. Why? Because you give them more. And I'm going to tell you something, conservatives listening to Kevin Jackson here right now. You'd be the same way. If every time you needed something, somebody stepped up and, I'll help you out, Bill. And you were like, oh, geez, well, thanks, Bill. At first, you'd be magnanimous. You'd be, oh, my gosh, it's amazing. I'm going to do my best to pay Bill back. But when you run into tough times and you can, and old Bill shows up and says, hey, don't worry about it. Here's a little more. Eventually, you will lose respect for Bill, and you'll just go, I don't have to worry about Bill. Why do I care? Bill doesn't seem to care. Bill's not looking for dough. So that's what happens, and that's what we've done. And we've done it domestically, and we've done it foreign. And so Donald Trump's going, not anymore. The days of wine and roses is over.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.